Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Welcome to today's reading from Gauranga, the Golden Incarnation of Divine Love by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami. We are reading from the last section of the book, Jagannath Puri and Later Pastimes. We're going to start the new pastime, Hera Panchami. Knowing that Hera Panchami festival was drawing near, King Prataprudra spoke with Kashi Mishra. Tomorrow will be the function of Hera Panchami or Lakshmi Vijaya. Hold this festival in a way that it has never been held before. The Hera Panchami festival takes place 5 days after the Rath Yatra festival. Lord Jagannath has left his wife, the goddess of fortune, and gone to Vrindavan, which is represented by Gundicha temple. Due to separation from the Lord, the goddess of fortune decides to come to see the Lord at Gundicha. The coming of the goddess of fortune to Gundicha is celebrated as Hera Panchami. King Prataprudra said, "Hold this festival in such a gorgeous way that upon seeing it, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will be completely pleased and astonished. Take as many printed cloths, small bells, umbrellas and charmers as there are in my storehouse and in the deity's storehouse. Collect all kinds of small and large flags and ringing bells. Then decorate the carrier and have various musical and dancing parties accompany it. In this way, decorate the carrier attractively. You should also double the quantity of prasadam. Make so much that it will even surpass the Rath Yatra festival. Arrange the festival in such a way that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu may freely go with his devotees to visit the deity without difficulty." Prataprudra Maharaj wanted to really make this a very glorious festival to please Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to astonish him. In the morning, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took his personal associates with him to see Lord Jagannath at Sundarachal. Sundarachal is the Gundicha temple, which is Vrindavan, and the temple of Jagannath Puri is called Nilachal, which is Dwarka. I will repeat. Sundarachal is the Gundicha temple, which is Vrindavan, and the temple of Jagannath at Jagannath Puri is called Nilachal, which is Dwarka. So taking Jagannath from Nilachal to Sundarachal is the pastime of taking Jagannath from Dwarka to Vrindavan. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his personal devotees returned to Nilachal with great eagerness to see the Hera Panchami festival. Kashi Mishra received Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with great respect, and taking the Lord with his associates to a very nice place, he had them seated. After taking his seat, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to hear about a particular mellow of devotional service. Therefore, mildly smiling, he began to question Swarup Damodar. Although Lord Jagannath enjoys his pastimes at Dwarka Dham and naturally manifests sublime liberality there, still once a year he becomes unlimitedly eager to see Vrindavan. Pointing out the neighboring gardens, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "All these gardens exactly resemble Vrindavan, and therefore Lord Jagannath is very eager to see them again." Externally, he gives the excuse that he wants to participate in the Rath Yatra festival, but actually he wants to leave Jagannath Puri to go to Sundarachal, the Gundicha temple, a replica of Vrindavan. The Lord enjoys his pastimes day and night in various flower gardens there, but why does he not take Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune, with him? Swarup Damodar replied, "My dear Lord, please hear a reason for this. Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune, cannot be admitted to the pastimes of Vrindavan. In the pastimes of Vrindavan, the only assistants are the gopis. Except for the gopis, no one can attract the mind of Krishna." The Lord then said, using the car festival as an excuse, Krishna goes there with Subhadra and Baldev. All the pastimes with the gopis that take place in those gardens are very confidential ecstasies of Lord Krishna. No one knows them. since there is no fault at all in Krishna's pastimes. Why does the goddess of fortune become angry? Like this, Lord Chaitanya was enjoying the understanding of the rasas, the mellows of Krishna's pastimes. He was going deeper and deeper, putting different questions to Swarup Damodar, trying to understand what is really going on there. Externally seeing is one thing, but Lord Chaitanya wanted to know what Krishna is feeling. What is he enjoying? What are the rasas? That is something special. Lord Chaitanya was revealing this to us by asking these questions. Swarup Damodar replied, "It is the nature of a girl afflicted by love to become immediately angry upon finding any neglect on the part of her lover." While Swarup Damodar and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were talking, the procession of the goddess of fortune came by. She was riding upon a golden palanquin carried by 4 men and bedecked with a variety of jewels. The palanquin was also surrounded by people carrying umbrellas, chamar, whisks and flags, and it was preceded by musicians and dancing girls. The maid servants were carrying water pitchers, chamar, whisks and boxes for betel nuts. There were hundreds of maid servants, all attractively dressed and wearing valuable necklaces. In an angry mood, the goddess of fortune arrived at the main gate of the temple, accompanied by many members of her family, all of whom exhibited uncommon opulence. When the procession arrived, the maid servants of the goddess of fortune began to arrest all the principal servants of Lord Jagannath. The maid servants bound the servants of Jagannath, handcuffed them and made them fall down at the lotus feet of the goddess of fortune. Indeed, they were arrested just like thieves. When Lord Jagannath starts his car festival, he gives assurance to the goddess of fortune that he will return the next day. When he does not return, the goddess of fortune, after waiting 2 or 3 days, begins to feel that her husband has neglected her. She naturally becomes quite angry. Gorgeously decorating herself and her associates, she comes out of the temple and stands before the main gate. All the principal servants of Lord Jagannath are then arrested by her maid servants, brought before her, and forced to fall down at her lotus feet. When the servants fell down before the lotus, they almost fell unconscious, the butt of jokes and loose language. "You rascals, where have you taken my husband?" When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associates saw such impudence exhibited by the maidservants of the goddess of fortune, they covered their faces with their hands and began to smile. Swarup Damodar said, "There is no egoistic pride like this within the 3 worlds. At least I have never seen it or heard of it. We sometimes see a beloved wife becoming proud of her position and then frustrated due to some neglect. Then she gives up caring for her appearance, accepts dirty clothes, and morosely sits on the ground and draws lines with her nails. We have heard of such egoistic pride in Satyabhama and the gopis of Vrindavan. But what we see in the goddess of fortune here at Jagannath Puri is completely different. She becomes angry with her husband and attacks him with her great opulence." After this, Chaitanya and Swarup Damodar discuss the mellows of the gopis in Vrindavan when they get angry, when they get jealous, what kind of responses they have. A very esoteric discussion. This sweet drama the king arranged for the pleasure of Lord Chaitanya. Lakshmi Devi came out with her maidservants, bound up Jagannath's principal servants, and chastised them. These things sometimes appear material, but for the goddess of fortunes, for the gopis, they are transcendental, because these are all expression for the love for Krishna. Krishna has different kinds of consorts. Sometimes some are very simplistic. They don't know about jealous anger. They just feel sad. Krishna comes back and gives them few sweet words and they become comforted. Then it is also described that there is the captivated, then intermediate, impudent. The captivated heroine doesn't know much about the cunning intricacies of jealousy and anger. The captivated heroine simply covers her face and leaves. Once she hears sweet words from the lover, she is very satisfied. But the intermediate and impudent heroines can be pacified or become sober and restless. And then these are further divided into three categories. Some very talkative, smiling or equipoised, but all of them are increasing Krishna's loving ecstasy like this. Lord Chaitanya was sharing different kinds of exchanges. Sometimes Radharani feels very angry. All these are completely described in details. 7 kinds of jealous anger, each divided into 3 categories, each subdivided into 3 subcategories. This is a whole science, transcendental bhavs. Prabhupada said Chaitanya Charitamrita is the postgraduate study because of all these details are given in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Here Swarup Damodar knows each category of ecstatic love exchange, its technical name, its subdivision and subdivisions of that. Here they are doing the analytical study of all the loving exchanges of Krishna, all the different heroines, different girlfriends, wives, so many different types, each one having a slightly different mood. And all increasing Krishna's transcendental bliss. The Hera Panchami festival is showing one extreme type of jealous anger. In pure devotional service, in these pure loving affairs, all these things are possible. Like this, Lord Chaitanya was with associates enjoying how Lakshmi is behaving, how she is expressing her jealous anger. Nakul Brahmachari's empowerment. Lord Chaitanya is the mercy incarnation. He is the source of all other incarnations. He is Krishna himself, who has come as a devotee in order to freely give love for Krishna. Chaitanya Charitamrita says that if we say the name Gauranga, then love for Krishna will be awakened in our heart. It also says Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabhunaya Sravanadi Sudha Chitte Karaye Udaya. This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 22.107. We all have within us the nature to love Krishna, and simply this has to be awakened when we chant the Mahamantra Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Lord Chaitanya was described by Govinda Das as Sara Shiromani. He is the crest jewel, the crown jewel of all the avatars, because he gave the process by which is Keval Ananda Kanda. Simply blissful dancing in ecstasy, feasting on Krishna Prasadam and hearing some nectar about the transcendental qualities of the Lord. This process given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is pure nectar. Lord Chaitanya would manifest in 3 ways. Of course, sometimes he would personally come. Apart from that, sometimes he entered into the body of someone. That was called Avesha. And other times he would empower a devotee. And that was called Vibhuti. So the Lord would come personally or empower or enter into someone's body. That was called Avesha. And the last one is empowering a devotee, and that is called Vibhuti. One time Nakul Brahmachari claimed that Lord Chaitanya had entered into him. He was thinking just as Lord Chaitanya. At that time, Lord Chaitanya was far away in Jagannath Puri or South India, so Shivananda Sen came and wanted to test whether this was really Lord Chaitanya or not, manifesting in the body of Nakul Brahmachari. He came and thought, I won't call the Lord. If Nakul Brahmachari calls me, if he knows I'm here in the village, then that will be wonderful and I will accept what he says. Also, he should know that what mantra I can chant. At that time, Lord Chaitanya spoke to Nakul Brahmachari and said, Shivananda Sen has come here. Bring him here. I want to see him. Shivananda Sen was very surprised. How did he know that he was there? Only the Lord knows everything. Only he could know that. But still no one knew what mantra he chanted. Some people chant secret mantras from their gurus. We don't know what mantra they received. So he had been given the 4-syllable mantra Gauranga. So he would chant Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. No one knew that he was chanting the 4-syllable Gauranga mantra. Lord Chaitanya was speaking through Nakul Brahmachari. He knew he was chanting the 4-syllable Gauranga mantra. Shivananda Sen was satisfied that Nakul Brahmachari was actually the Avesha of Lord Chaitanya at that time. Lord Chaitanya had taken over him and was speaking through him. Lord Chaitanya would sometimes directly speak through a devotee and sometimes he would empower a devotee. The Lord at the house of Vidya Vachaspati. After some years in Jagannath Puri, Lord Chaitanya decided to go to Vrindavan. At first, he tried to take the route near the Ganges. His devotee Nrisimha Brahmachari was mentally making a path for Lord Chaitanya. He was making a very nice path with jewels, but he couldn't take the path beyond Kanai Natshala in his meditation. He told the devotees, no, Lord Chaitanya won't go beyond Kanai Natshala. Sure enough, when Lord Chaitanya came to Kanai Natshala, there were thousands of people following him. At that time, Sanatan Goswami said, going like this with thousands of people following you is not the way to visit Vrindavan. One should go to Vrindavan very peacefully and visit the holy places. Lord Chaitanya agreed. He didn't want to go to Vrindavan in this way, so he came back. Somehow along this trip he was on the opposite side of the Ganges to Mayapur, and at that time he stayed at Vidya Vachaspati's house, the brother of Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya. He sent a message very secretly, just tell Mother Shachi that come and see me, keep it top secret, but somehow the word got out. Lord Gauranga, Lord Chaitanya, he is back, he is back. The word spread like wildfire. Ladies were calling out, Lord Gauranga, Lord Gauranga. They left everything and came running over to Ganges, and especially the children came running. Everybody ran to the river. Somebody was milking a cow and they just left the cows there and started running. Someone else was getting dressed and they just start running down the street trying to put on the dhoti while running. Some mothers were breastfeeding their children and they just ran to see Lord Chaitanya. Everyone wanted to see Lord Gauranga. For 10 years he had not been there. They realized that when he was there, they hadn't taken advantage of his association. Now that he was gone, they were feeling so much separation. They got down to the ghat where the boats were, but the boatman said, no, wait, my boat will sink. But the people were wild. They wouldn't listen. Nobody wanted to go back. Then the boat sank because too many passengers, so people jumped into the river. They swam across. They just wanted to see Gauranga. Normally the Ganges is saffron in color, but at this time the Ganges became black because of the heads of hair. They all swam across near the house of Vidya Vachaspati and started calling out, Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. Thousands and thousands gathered outside the house of Vidya Vachaspati and they were chanting, Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. The huge crowd was crushing the garden of Vidya Vachaspati. So he appealed to Lord Chaitanya. They are going to break my house down. Please go and reveal yourself to them. So Lord Chaitanya came out. Everyone bowed down, and he told them how to chant Hare Krishna and spoke a few words and went back into the house. Then again people were coming and pushing to see Lord Chaitanya, so Lord Chaitanya disappeared, and few kilometers away he just appeared and started walking. He transported himself. Vidya Vachaspati had to let 5 senior people come and look. See, he is not here. He has left. He has gone. Otherwise, they were just breaking everything. They were wild to see him. The senior people came out and told everyone that he was not there. Everyone then went home after seeing Gauranga for only a few minutes. That was the only time he again came near to Mayapur Dham. Gadadhar tries to accompany the Lord to Vrindavan. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it describes the pastimes where Lord Chaitanya tries to go to Vrindavan and Gadadhar Prabhu wants to go with him. So Lord Chaitanya told him, please don't leave Jagannath Puri. You have taken a vow of Kshetra Sannyas and you must stay in Jagannath Puri. But Gadadhar said, seeing your lotus feet wherever you are is Jagannath Puri. I will stay with you. Lord Chaitanya said, I will be responsible for this. I will be the guilty one to let you break your vow and leave Nilachal Kshetra and also leave the service of Gopinath. Gadadhar said, simply seeing your lotus feet is more than millions of worships of Gopinath. So I will stay with you. But if you say you are responsible, then I say that I will take all the guilt. I take all the responsibility on myself. Gadadhar said, I will travel alone and just take a little peek at you sometimes, that is all. So they crossed over a river and then Lord Chaitanya said, you are now at the end of Nilachal Kshetra, so go back. You go back, I won't take you. You have to go back, and you have to worship Gopinath, and you have to stay in Nilachal. Then Gadadhar fainted. So Lord Chaitanya called and told Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya, you take him back with you, you take him to Jagannath Puri. So then Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya said to Gadadhar, these are the Lord Chaitanya's pastimes. Who can understand his pastimes? Then Gadadhar Prabhu returned with Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya. In Krishna Leela, Radharani is the heroine, she has the major role, but in Chaitanya Leela, she comes to support Lord Krishna, who is taking the mood of Radharani. So in this way, Gadadhar takes a broader, supportive role. Thank you for joining. Hare Krishna.